Hi, this is Tarot Reader, and this is a love, lust, sex reading for the zodiac sign of Gemini. The timeline is July 2017 till January 2018, the next 6 months. For the Geminis, you've drawn a mixed bag. Okay, the past 2 or 3 months or the past 6 months were a bit stressful because there could have been legal issues, there might have been other disputes which might have come up, or some other problems which are beyond your reach or capacity to manage, because it's a Saturn card. Five of Wands is a very aggressive card. You come across a lot of people around you who try to manipulate things against you. You come across a lot of people who create trouble for you on purpose, and they make you reach that point of frustration. Maybe you met someone in the past 2 or 3 months. During that phase, someone who was very lusty. For the Gemini woman, you've met a man who's very aggressive, charming, very masculine, but someone who can only give you a fling, nothing beyond that. Similarly, for a Gemini man, you might have met a woman who's married and who has gone through a lot of mess, but she comes from a prominent background. But marriage is also on the cards. It's not that marriage is not there, because Ten of Pentacles is upright. There is a possibility of marriage till December. Okay, or at least getting a proposal from a background, from a family who's very prominent. For the Gemini woman, you might come across, you might get a proposal from a family who's very prominent or politically connected. The groom or the prospective groom may not be someone who's that good when it comes to his earning capabilities, okay, but his family is financially very strong and very stable. For the Gemini man, you might need to get a proposal from a family who's into business, a very prominent business, or making a lot of money, and they want their daughter to marry you. Okay, the proposal might come in the next few months. Okay, but at the same time, I see each of you getting involved in some kind of an extramarital affair, or an affair which is very lusty, very passionate, but there's a lot of manipulations and a lot of lies involved in it. Devil is reversed. So before October or before November, for the Gemini woman, you might get involved with a man who's married. You're aware of it. He's aggressive, he's charming, okay, but he's someone who's also playing games with you. He's someone who's also trying to control you in many ways. He's trying to manipulate you. This is a new person whom you could possibly meet in the next 3 or 4 months. For the Gemini man, you might meet a woman through a friend, or maybe in a pub, or in a restaurant, or in a place where you socialize through someone, okay, or you might come across this woman, okay, accidentally somewhere, okay, and it might really shock you and surprise you, because this is someone who's emotionally in a lot of pain. She's been through a lot, but she has money, she has some kind of power. Maybe the family she belongs to is very powerful, politically inclined, and she's married, but she's also separated. She's someone who's staying away from her husband, or maybe even if she's living with her husband, they live in two separate bedrooms. So someone who has a lot of emotional pain might enter your life in the next few months. Eight of Wands is reversed. There is a possibility of foreign travel, in case if there is an opportunity that comes your way. For the Gemini man as well as the Gemini woman, if you come across an opportunity to travel abroad before November, please grab it, because it might change the scenario for you. It will give you a lot of money, it will give you a good amount of flings as well, if that's what you're looking out for, and most importantly, it will make you fall in love or get intimate with someone who's beyond your expectations, or who's much above where you are. Okay, but in case if there is no foreign travel, then there could be some form of communication which you might establish from someone overseas in the next 3 to 4 months. It could be on the social networking, it could be on the internet, okay, or on your smartphone, but that could come up in the next 3 to 4 months. Ace of Swords is reversed in a root position. You might get into arguments with some people in order to put things across in a very blunt, very candid way, so as to make the other person aware that this is not tolerable, this is not acceptable. Especially for the Gemini woman, if you're involved with someone who's way too aggressive sexually, if he's way too abusive, okay, I agree, you've drawn Saturn cards. To an extent, even you will enjoy an abusive partner, but When you draw an Ace of Swords reverse, means you might try to let that person know that you're not comfortable with certain things as far as intimacy is concerned, and that's what he may not be willing to accept or understand. He may try to pretend he did not understand what you were trying to say. Similarly, for the Gemini man, you might put a few things very clearly across the table to the woman you are getting intimate or dating in the next few months. Maybe it's about commitments, maybe it is about the fact that you do not know the future of this fling, you do not know where it's headed. All you know is that you want the intimacy right now and nothing else beyond that, and nothing else you want. You don't want the other person to expect anything beyond that. But when you put these things across, maybe that person, that woman, is purposely trying to ignore what you're trying to tell her. Okay, so that's something you have to be careful. It might frustrate you, so be careful. Ten of Wands is upright. The middle 3 months, September, October, November, will be a bit difficult because either your work pressure is too much, your work colleagues are not cooperative, maybe your own expectations from yourself are very high. So there's a lot of a lot of frustration, a lot to do in a very short period of time, a lot you expect from yourself. At the same time, the people around you are creating obstacles. Okay, so these 3 months, September, October and November, okay, try and avoid getting intimate or close to anyone from your work area or your work arena. Okay, stay away from those people for sex or intimacy. The second thing is try and avoid introducing or connecting your friends or your partners or the people you're getting intimate with. Try and avoid them connecting with your work colleagues or your work acquaintances, please. That will be for your betterment. The last 3 months, that is November, December and January 2018, okay, is a mixed bag, because you've drawn a 10 of Pentacles in the present and the Sun reverse. There's a possibility there could be marriage. If you're someone who is in the age group of 32 plus, okay, and if you're someone who is blessed with money, or maybe you've been through a lot of problems in your personal life, you might come across a good marriage proposal. But it is a marriage proposal which is like a compromise. Okay, you will have to survive it, but yes, it's something that will bring a lot of stability in your life, a good amount of money, because those people are very affluent. Sun, when it is reversed, it is a card of marriage proposals or marriages which could be possible, because it gives that legal acknowledgement to a relationship. But when the Sun card is reversed, it could also imply, if you're looking for an alternative source of income and if you're expecting your lover or your boyfriend or your girlfriend to support you on that, that may not happen. When the Sun is reversed, you're going to meet a man who's elderly, very shrewd, but he's very short-tempered, very adamant, very dominating. His temper is literally visible on his face, and this man is going to connect you to some people. For the Gemini woman, this man will connect you to other men of the ones whom you might like. For the Gemini man, this man could connect you to a girl, to other girls who could give you the pleasure without expecting much from you. But you might get into an argument with this man in the end. So try and avoid that, because this man doesn't accept when people are rude to him. He's not someone who's going to tolerate it. His tolerance level is very low. So that's why you have to be careful. Nine of Pentacles is reversed. That's a card of sudden unexpected gains which come out of the blue from sources which are least expected. It could also imply you might meet someone very charming, very beautiful, very attractive, sexually very lusty in the last 3 months. November, December, January, those 3 months you might meet someone who might drive you crazy, sexually at least. This applies to both the Gemini woman as well as the men. Six of Cups is reversed. I also see you connecting with someone from your past. Maybe an old boyfriend or an old girlfriend or an old lover, someone you've been close to in the past, many years ago. But now that person comes again in the last 3 months, November, December, January 2018. Those 3 months, that person could come again in your life. But the card is reversed. You might have intimacy once or twice, but you're not going to enjoy it the last time, like the last time it happened. At the same time, this is a card which brings a lot of arguments and confusion. You need to stop comparing your past with your present. Past is something that has gone by. You relive those old memories, you cherish them, but you don't try to bring them in the present, because what is done with. Your present could be as beautiful as your past if you put the right amount of effort in your present, okay, without comparing the two, because comparisons don't help. They only make you more sad. Queen of Wands is upright. Now, for the Gemini woman, I see your work prospering after October. It's going to prosper like anything. So that will make you connect with a lot of people, a lot of charming men through your work. But not the people you're working around with. These are people who could be like clients, like customers, people who take services from you, people who buy goods from you, through your work. You're going to meet a lot of people from the media, people from the political background, people from the government organization, and your work is going to prosper. That is going to make you very happy, and that will improve your standards, because you will know that you need someone better. You yourself will be like, I need someone better than this, better than my past boyfriend. That's how it will be. Queen of Wands upright means I see an elderly woman who's aggressive, shrewd, cunning. This is a woman who's also very lusty. She's someone who makes a good living. Her professional life is gorgeous. I mean, she has a very strong professional life. She's very able in her craft. Okay, she's very skilled. Okay, and she makes a good amount of money. She looks much younger than her age. Okay, and she loves a good lifestyle. She loves expensive clothes, expensive jewelry. Okay, and this woman is someone who's helping you professionally after November. For the Gemini man, you might meet this woman either through your work or through unexpected places like the airport, railway station, where you fill your petrol or your gas in the petrol pump. Okay, or maybe in a restaurant. This is a woman who's very aggressive, very shrewd, lusty. She's much elder to you, but she's someone who's going to do a couple of favors for you, more than what you can expect. At the same time, she might expect something from you. Could be intimacy, but you cannot afford to say a no to her, because this is a woman who doesn't take a no. If you make her angry, you're going to dig your grave, because this woman is very prominent. Even if you're about to get married or you're engaged, don't make her angry, because this woman is very resourceful for you on the work front. Yes, very resourceful. Yeah. Your cards are good. Try to wear a lot of browns. Try to wear a lot of blues and purples in your clothing. Okay. And if you can wear an emerald, if you have an emerald, I'm not asking you to go out and purchase one. If you have an emerald jewelry with you, try to wear it. Yeah, as much as you can. And do like my video, do like it, do subscribe to my channel, do like my Facebook page as well. It's just a click, it's not going to cost you anything. Yep. And take care. Blessed be, Tarot Reader.